Yo. Sorry, everybody. I was just in the background, like flipping between tabs, but also using the clip launcher and having some fun, just messing around with that. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's a new week, a new day, a new plan, a new thing. Do me a favor. If you guys get the chance, please check out Alchemy Beats because I just recently put up the third video of the Bop or Flop series, and it's a banger. It's definitely a banger.
Are you
A little
ready?
bit of a problem because for whatever reason, the audio of my voice just was way more quiet than it should have been. I don't know what's up with that. Even now, like whenever I talk on this, hello, what's up, Steels? Even when I talk on this, it's so fucking quiet, and the music is so loud, and it's really annoying to deal with. But in any case, we are going to be working on some clip launcher stuff and just some conceptual means of production approach, which I'm looking forward to because I've kind of staled out with what I was doing from before. And so it's going to be kind of nice just to uh, try something different or work on something different for a bit. Whether or not I'm going to actually get a track out is a totally different thing. But yeah. So I was talking with my buddy Zayaku. If you don't know who he is, you should know who he is. He's also on Saturate Records along with me. He was on there actually way before I was. But he's also part of Veil, and I think he's part of some other labels. He had a release with the Noise Collective. The case in point, really smart dude. And what we were talking about was developing a different kind of patch a different kind of bass patch that's been, how do I say this? Designed for the purpose of being played on a keyboard or on like something that you can actually express with outside of just utilizing mouse and keyboard control macros and automation and stuff. How do we get the thing to work for us? So I'm gonna probably come up with a prototype today. I started on one earlier, but I think that I want to actually put some effort into it and think about the kinds of things that I would like to expedite within this process. So let's do that. Sound fun? That sounds fun to me. Let me move this out of the way. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way now. There we go. Hold on one second. Just get this formatted in here so that way you don't have to look at that. There we go. More real estate, right? Okay. So what do I want? I want some kind of donk. And let's go into multipass here. We're going to do some setup on this to where we've got velocity over this. Okay, make sure that that does that. And then we'll begin the building process. Let's see what we can get out of this. So let's go shaper table. Okay, let's just run through some diagnostic stuff first, I suppose. Always retrigger. Ring mod. Bandpass noise. Duplicate. Move this over here. Move this over here. Move this over here. Set this to be really slow. Grab a saturator. Minimal fuzz. Turn that on. No. Shaper table. Let's grab some other kind of wonky waveform. just a little bit there, but like not the whole thing. I switched to Linux forever. That's cool. I know a lot of people have been talking about wanting to do that, but you know, it's kind of hard to commit to. Shaper table. I don't think that I could do it just yet. There's like I could leave Faceplant. But I think that's more so what I want. I could leave Faceplant, but it would be hard. And Bitwig still needs some devices for me. Not many, really just one, to be honest, but yeah. All right, now the question is, do I want to keep this as a rack or do I want to... Maybe I do. Maybe I do want this to stay on. I'm going to duplicate this. Yo, what's up, ISO? How are you? Let's do this way. I'm chilling, bro. Just doing the usual, you know. The usual. The usual. So what I'm doing as of now is just developing things that I'm going to use later. Hey, Arl, what's up? That is a Reese. How goes your summer? Hot as fuck. Hot as hell. It's hot like fire. Fire with burning flame of doom. I'm melting. Fuck yeah. I mean, hold up. Let me see how hot it is today. It's 112 today. It's been like, oh. Oh man, you guys, when I used to be in Cirque, I had this castmate. His name was Joe, and he would fucking do that in the middle of the show when it was quiet and everybody would lose their shit. He'd just be like, "Oh, fuck. That Reese has some potential." These should probably be independent, to be honest. 40 Celsius is 104. Yeah, I think it's like 43 for King Chord Synth with tune effect on. Feels the same. Okay, I think I'm going to change this into a shelf. So that way we still keep some of the high end. Oh, it has to be a cut though. Yo, I did not make music for a while and now bought Upgrade Plan. It might be a dumb question, but would you recommend looking at first after Absence and a DAW in Bitwig Beta? I mean the new stuff. I mean, how long have you been out? That's a peak. Yep, this one's dope. Sorry, I had closed my browser. Oh, so not that long. I mean, the only thing that's really changed significantly in the last 8 months for Bitwig is the sampler. We're gonna make this into a little bit more of probably around here. It's 5 years consistently. Put it all out in your music. Just make a little thing right here. Honestly, I feel like Discord isn't even really like, or maybe not mine anyways. My Discord is so quiet. Which is not terrible, but it's been super inactive lately. I'm gonna throw this at the bottom of this chain and try to get this to pull this out more. I think that this could just be a matter of getting the right movement here. That's not good. Dialed in with the beat? No, I just started this project. What I should probably do in order to get this going where I want it to be is back off of this just a bit. Pull this back in. Dang. It's crazy. Still, I want this to close that off a little bit more. So, what happens if I do this? Yeah, so like building this was step 1, but now what I'm wanting to do is think about how I can utilize stuff like velocity, maybe even aftertouch, which is what is aftertouch? It's not pressure, is aftertouch in faceplant? Oh, maybe timbre. I don't know. But all of these need to be turned off. What's your mindset of making your own presets? You keep tweaking until you have something, or you tweak something and then start a beat and tweak further. Most of these patches are just like resampling tools. The patches that I end up keeping in MIDI are usually very simple basses, like subs or, you know, like distorted signs or whatever. But what I'm trying to do now at the moment is create something that is going to have more interaction. Yeah, that does sound pretty good. But I'm trying to think about what else I could maybe do to it to get it to have a little bit more variety. So, what I'm thinking is maybe something that's in between. So, what if I did not a note, but if I did velocity here? And maybe kept this like here. And what if I did that? There is stereo image on there. There's convolution on the mids. And then also noise on the high end. Okay, so I don't necessarily like this setup. I like the filtering on this a little better. But maybe there's some other stuff that I can do to set just like a high amount of velocity up or something. What could that be? The filter opens up, it moves a little bit more. And then what? You can make your own wavetables in Faceplant. To be honest with you, though, I usually don't even make wavetables anymore, but I make distortion tables. So, like, I'd rather make a wavetable in here and use it as a distortion source. Most of the time, whenever I make basses, it's just normal waveforms. Unless if I'm doing, like, growls or something that's, like, in a dubstep era or whatever. I wouldn't consider this sound to be a growl by any means, but yeah, usually it's just saw waves. It's a distortion wavetable. So you can create your own distortion curves via wavetable with this. But you also have wavetable LFOs. You also have filter tables now. So, I mean, those are like the best tools about Faceplant outside of its workflow. Yeah, you can. Maybe it would be cool to... No, not really. To switch to Linux, so I haven't used it lately. Somebody was just saying that they switched to Linux. So maybe what I can do is have this switch in between. So when this is a Reese, it'll do that. When this is a not a Reese, then we have that kind of sound, which is pretty dope. Hopefully Kilohertz will update Faceplant to support Linux. Plugins with Linux, not optimized, but it could work. Isn't there a wrapper for it? Maybe what I could do is double dip here. I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm going to try. This might be loud. I kind of want this to be more like, see what happens if we push this into a square instead. Probably don't, well, yeah, that could be cool. What is this at? 69.7. Yeah, somewhere similar. To modulate between a square and a saw wave. Okay. It's just that the low end is a bit much. Yeah, I know about some of that stuff, but I personally am like, I just get on Discord with others if I ever work with them. Or I'll just send them stems because a lot of times our schedules don't line up, but um yeah, it's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up, but when you wake up, it's just like what the fuck. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I really don't collaborate a lot to begin with. And I used to get a lot of people to ask that would ask me, they'd be like, yo, we should totally collab. And I don't know. I don't make music with anybody these days. Not because I don't trust them or because I don't want to, but it's more of a means of like, how do I say? my time is very limited with what I have available, with how much more work I've been doing on the channel, especially as of late, along with my other hobbies and interests and, relationship and stuff. And I'm just kind of a little bit more choosy now. I was singing like the happy version of Limp Bizkit. Yeah, it's not that I'm in the solo zone. I mean, I had Golden Child over here last weekend, 2 weeks ago now, and we collabed a little bit. We had a little idea going or whatever, but it was for the sake of like fun and experience. But the thing is that he was here, you know, and it was also his first time in Vegas, and so I wasn't like, "Yo, let's go to the studio," or "Let's go here in the studio." I was like, "Let's hang out. Let me show you the strip. Let's get some food. Let's explore it a little bit and like just have a vacation and have a good time while you're away." And I think he did, and I think ultimately that creates a stronger bond than just being like, "Yo, let's collab," you know? Um, I love talking about music. I love the discussion points and all that other stuff. And I love sitting in the studio with other people. But if it's just like random dude that's like, yo, we should collab, it's, I don't know, it usually gives off the wrong vibe for me. So, in regards to that, I feel like maybe if I threw a notch in here for this version, maybe this should be here. There it is. You can share screen and camera and get input and separate stems in real time. Anyway, I shut up. Take care. Yeah, I mean, that's what we do on a Discord call. I don't know. I've seen some people try to do some shit with like BandLab, and that's just a fucking disaster. Oh, okay. See ya. No. A small amount of chorus. Okay, so now I think we can put this to practice a bit. The thing that I'm still trying to figure out with this is, do I want to just record a bunch of different intonations into a sampler and then just like fuck with that to create bass lines, or do I want to actually try to leave it in MIDI? And I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but I'm open-minded and just looking for different possibilities over this, if that makes sense. Because like the other thing is like, how would I play this? Like that's kind of the thing to think about with this in the first place. And my idea for this was like having some kind of snare or something. And so if we had a chain over this, we did something like that, made this into a bar. Oh, it's so dope. There's so many things that I've used for that. That's been just awesome. There's still some stuff that I would like it to have, but it's not that big of a deal. Interesting. Okay, so with this, I think that I actually just want an envelope follower. So what if we did this with the really low velocity? So what I want to try to do on this is figure out where that peak is coming in, and I think it's right here. There it is. That's dope. It's pretty sick. So now we can experiment with like different automation clips over this. I'm going to do the same here, but I'm just going to like change the shape and just listen to how this might sound. And really what I'm looking for here is a couple of things. One is like, how does this sound overall? And two, is it consistent? If that makes sense. Maybe I should use 4 for this and just decide where I want this to be. Kind of like so. Um,
Get down. Get down.
2, 3. Shit. Boom. Da, 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 da. We'll do this in like 2-bar segments. Okay, so now would be a good time to do a resample because I want something specific. So now we would duplicate this and not change any of this. You could slow this down. Oh, beautiful. Bitwig just crashed. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. Bitwig almost never crashes, guys. It's just that, what's it called? We're in a beta right now. It should be fine. I hope. I just connected. Nah, the CPU should be fine. That patch wasn't really all that crazy. Let's see where we're at. All right, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. I think we're intact. I think it's okay. Okay, cool. All right, we're okay, I think. I just need to re-record this again. Just playing. This probably should be at a pace of 8, so that way it's a little more intact. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Let's see if this crashes again. Okay, we're good. Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Oh no 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 no. Ooh. Okay. Just put that like right there. I am late to the phase plant party and it is very persuasive. I mean, I've been using it since 2019. All right, what happened? Let's try that. Yeah, it's like the best thing ever. All right, that's cool, but I kind of want it to be more like, and that's kind of part of the thing that I wanted to introduce with this was uh Yeah, something that has dynamics in it and whatnot. Like, maybe there's a middle ground. Yeah, that's maybe I'll do that. Okay. So I'm gonna have velocity on here. And this is gonna go into a remap. And I'm just gonna have this margin here. That's like anywhere from here to here. Yeah. I'm not sure. How do I, well, I guess I just need to map this and see how it's going to sound. That's probably the best way to do it. The best way to do it. The only way you're going to learn anything is to throw yourself into the fire. Okay, so if I hit a soft note, yeah, so this, I mean, this works. You know, this is one way to like write some bass lines and stuff. And that's really kind of what I wanted to practice today was getting into the weeds of this. Because I just think that it's good practice to work on this aspect of utilizing these sounds and making the most of them. You know what I mean? I still like, let me save this for one, and we'll just call this performer prototype. It's almost time for me to come out with a new pack. But I want it to be different than I want it to be different than the other stuff that I'm doing. Squareverse song. Because, like, I've got some of these automation bases and stuff that are kind of fun that you can, like, twist macros over and stuff to a sequence. But I'm really trying to think about what can I do with whatever it is, like, when I hit the button. But also, I want it to be more than just, like, oh, the velocity, you know, I don't know, just turns a rack on like I've done in the past, you know? Because that's how the MPE stuff that I used to have was like. But I don't really want it to do that anymore. I want it to be a little bit more precise. This is totally a bite off of Robu, by the way, so there's no way in hell that I'm going to turn this into a track. But it is fun. Okay. So yeah, we've got that. We've got that. Let's see if we can do some other interesting fun stuff with this. Like, because imagine if this was like, even if I did this in pre, right? Like, imagine I spend a day doing design like this to where like I have a sequence and then I'm thinking about different ways to build performative action over it. The main thing that I want to think about within all of this other stuff though, like isn't just the base. Like I want to think about some of the supporting elements that I can throw over it as well. And I think that I have the answer for that, but I'm trying to cognitively grasp that, I think is what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's try again. So what we're going to do is we're just going to apply some FM here. This is really interesting to me, by the way. Like, even though I'm not like writing anything, as a means of like optimization and workflow enhancements, like I'm always fascinated with shit like this. Interesting. Um, there we go. That might be all I need because I can already hear it making some of the vowels that I want it to. So see if we can just get this to talk to each other a little bit more. Dope. Okay. So now I'm going to refrain from doing the disprove rack on this, but on I'll do it on the following chain. So for now, I think it would just be kind of cool to set this to always, set this to always. Just go from like here to here, turn the spread down, back off of this. Just do like a completely different thing. Hop on Destiny 2? No. I don't even think I have Destiny 2 installed on the Xbox right now. I haven't turned my Xbox on in a long time. Too busy doing cool shit like this, bro. Sorry, bruv. This applies to both of you, but that's cool. That's nice. So what I'm going to do here is very carefully introduce some comb. Kind of like that. I need to actually see what this looks like on this, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to tell what's going on, but just start with a slope, kind of like that. You ever hear of Jestik yeah. Jestik and I repost each other's shit on Instagram a lot. I'm a little afraid of this. This is a little spooky. We need to kind of give that just a little more, and this roll off needs to be a little bit more as well. Yeah, just something like that I think would be good. Damn. It's pretty dope. Okay, so what I want to do here is we're going to turn this down just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the disprove rack. It's fucking nuts. Okay, so what if I did this? That took the crunch off. Set this to velocity here. Just ring mod and distortion. It's not anything fancy or special. This might be scary. Okay. It's crazy. Oh my fucking gosh. This thing is nuts. Holy shit, dude. Okay, so I mean, that's what I spend the majority of my days doing, you know. Maybe I can just set this to F1 and set the range to like 24. There we go. So I'm trying to think about like what I can utilize over this to make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more playable. Like, okay. Maybe I can grab velocity over this and make this into like 8. Do the same thing here. I still want that one to be slow. Thing is just dancing. What if I just left the sub clean? So is all of that coming from... Oh, why is it like that? How did that happen? Kind of like the dirtier version better, to be honest. Wait, I've already got that on macro 2, don't I? Yeah, so I don't even need that. So maybe what I'm thinking is let's try it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Chuck it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bounce some stuff in this. Yo, Thought Catalog, thank you so much for the sub.
Don't steal!
Really appreciate it. So I think because of that, with all of this shit that I just bounced, what up, homies? Hey, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy the master classes. So what we can do now is pretty much turn all of this off. Or, well, no. We'll keep it on. We'll keep this on. All of this will stay on. Except for you. And I'll grab the sampler. Didn't mean to do that. Files. Okay, so we can use the mod wheel to adjust the starting position. Offset will start here. This really low, so I can. Sorry. This needs to go to lane 2. Change the length of this to be really small. Maybe I should just send this to lane 3. Oh, right, this is on. So what I'll do is I'll turn this off for now. Because I couldn't even hear it, so. Crazy. What the fuck? All right, sorry. What if I put this here? Okay, so we'll turn this back on. I'll turn this off, turn this on. And so we'll set this to go down. Set this to go down. I'll just turn this off. And then we'll set that at 200%. I'll, do I want to do a crossfade? Fuck. Oh my fucking god, you guys. Holy shit, this is crazy. I need more hands. I need like 2 pairs of arms. I think what I'm also going to do is we're going to put a comb filter through here and just give it some more character for this. Find out what that instantly is. Nah, Joe Ford's doing his own thing. Oh yeah, when it pulses. Dude, this is like one of the funnest patches I've made in a long time. And Tripped already dead. Nah, this is my sound. This reminds me of my own sound. This is something similar that I've used in Your Virulence. I really want you guys to get out of the mindset of, oh, this sounds like this dude. Like, I sound like me now. Like, I sound like me, man. No, I hear you. It's just one of those things, though, that's like over time, especially like the longer that I do music, it's like it usually. I think people usually mean it as a compliment, but like, imagine if you told Prince that he sounds like Michael Jackson, which I'm not either of them, but they'd be like, "What the fuck you mean?" You know what I'm saying? And I think that one of the biggest things for my artistry over time was like I went from here's how to sound like other people to like, hey, I have my own music, I have my own sound, I've got my own flavor of like how I do neuro shit. So for this, what kind of sub would we want under this? Yeah, I don't think he'd like that either. Am I gonna put a bass like this in the next pack? Yeah, this probably will be in the next pack. I don't, I don't hide any presets, guys. That track is not neuro; it's old hardcore. What are you talking about, man? Ideally, within this, uh, No, yeah, forget it. It's fine, bro. It's all good. Oh my god. So this covers a lot of different sounds, but I'm still not like convinced that this is what I need. Cause like we found a way to convert between the two, but I still haven't really found a whole lot of this, of what this could be used for as a means of customization. I also don't really know if this is what I should be looking at right now. I was just making the most complex patch I can think of. But because the thing is like, who's actually going to appreciate this? You know what I mean? Like, who's actually going to be able to use this to their advantage outside of somebody like me? And maybe that's the thing, is I need to show people how to use it. Um, but I do think that like adding racks and shit can always be fun. It's just a matter of, is this like every time I make this, am I going to do something that's going to make this impactful to the user? You know what I'm saying? And what is the like what is the goal with this? Like, what am I doing here? Those are just some things that are on my mind about how to work with this. I don't know. This Alessis keyboard 49 does have macros built into it. It also has a mod wheel. So there is that, but I would love to send this to Zayaku and be like, okay, dude, like fuck around with this and see what you can get. But as a means of like building an actual baseline with this, what am I hoping to achieve is kind of where I'm at with this. like, I suppose I could just continue to utilize this sequence, you know what I mean, and do exactly as I've done here. But yeah, I mean, maybe something else that I'm missing as well is what are the other elements that I need to add in order to make like a track like that come to life? And so this is kind of where I'm at with this conundrum of developing these musical tools, but also having like an understanding of what's supposed to go into this for what I want it to achieve, you know? I think that I don't know, maybe for drum and bass or something, we could do other shit. Like that's a sick, like noisy sub. I don't know. In an ideal world, if you guys were like playing something, what would you want it to do? Of I don't know what that is. What's Chancy Gin? It's more of like I'm trying to think about like how I can make this more practical for a wider range of an audience or a wider audience of stuff. But I don't know. I think that this is a really good concept, but I also feel like the neuro shit is something that maybe I need to not do for the next pack because as cool as this sounds, like neuro's fucking dead. And so I need to think about like other movement patterns and stuff that people would actually dig, I guess. Because I just don't think that the morphing, you know, like anybody cares about that anymore. I think that I'm low key stuck in 2016, um, enjoying that process. I love these sounds, you know, that's just my shit. And that's what I fucking love to do. But at the same time, I don't really know. It's the Taoist metaphorical concept that dictates of internal power through a rough form into a smoothly and evenly form. Hey, that's cool. I learned something today. Um, yeah, it's really just like wanting to be impressive outside of the box, but like taking into account this workflow that I'm just approaching. And this is a temporary thing. It's not like I'm being married to this idea of working within this clip launcher thing or whatever, but I I think that it would be cool to come up with something to where it's got an expressive instrument. And that's what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think about instead of it just being a bass patch, I want it to be a bass instrument that has these complex timbres that is not easily replicable. And so starting with a sound like this, I think is great because I mean, for one, not very many people can make this anyways, you know, and I don't mean that as an elitist standpoint. I mean it as in like a, hey, this is just not something that you can wake up and just fucking do after watching a 20-minute tutorial, you know? Some people can, but I want to think about taking it to the next level and think about like how somebody might apply this. And traditionally, I want to say that people were just utilizing the resampling workflow, but if I can create something that has a little bit more diversity and a little bit more integration within this, it it changes the way that I think about this. It also changes the way that I think people will approach bass music as a whole, you know. And I'm not necessarily trying to make it easier. I just want it to be something that um, opens up doors for the kind of music that I want to create. And and yeah, I think like just create a new structure is what I'm looking for. I'm building a new structure for how I want to make bass music. At least for the time being. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to make this smaller for now, just so we can see what we're doing here. But if I touch this and move this into this placement here, I guess I just can only take one at a time. And then let's say we have this one here, and we have something like this. Like we can utilize this to create some dynamism within this thing. So in some ways, it's almost akin to looking at how the current structure is in full form and how it can be made with space to be filled or have those openings to growth in areas, right? It's think of it this way. You open up a brand new project, right? And you're like, yo, I want to make bass. I want to make a bass track. Drum and bass, dubstep, halftime, I don't care. What are the steps of how you get from point A to point B outside of fuck around and find out, you know? And for me, I think that starting with a sound that's inspiring is like the key, but I'm also thinking about how much work someone has to go through in order to even just get through like one of these kinds of sounds. You know what I mean? But if you have something to where instead of me playing with sound design, I'm tweaking knobs that, you know what I mean, that can create a dynamic performance, I think is the best way I can describe that. That's something that seems interesting to me. So if I were to launch this, you know, now we're kind of playing with the way that this is being expressed. Yeah, essentially. Martial arts background here, getting mangled in translation. Uh, no, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm a martial arts instructor, so I know what you're getting at. But it's 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 not so philosophical on this matter. It's just kind of one of those things. I think how you macro the last patch was cool because you can dial in some rhythm on the fly. Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Excuse me, sorry. I'm dying. Everything hurts and I'm dying. Like, who's to say that right here we leave this open and then on this we go into this guy, into the Verver, create a new thing, and then we utilize this to be like, okay, halfway through this, we're just going to turn this on. You know what I mean? And see what that does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I get where you're coming from. You know what I mean? So like conceptually this makes this is very fun. But I'm trying to get this out of toy mode and get this into like, yo, this could actually be fucking crazy. You know? Because really I think with a lot of these bases and stuff, it's part of that is like finding the nuance, I believe, and not just like doing crazy automation like this, but maybe being like, yo, I'm just going to open this up here, have this closed, maybe open this up here, do something like this, and start to add like rhythm or something, I don't know, to this and see if we can get some other interesting stuff to happen. You know, like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like what if we had another thing like that that was like, I don't know, this guy. Exactly. Call and response. Stuff that's meant to be ways that but like call and response that's not going to be fucking cheesy. You know, even just like leaving that off, maybe like here. But you see like the way that I'm exploring now, I feel like is in a totally different realm. Maybe not this. This doesn't seem like that's going to fit. You know, but something like that has like cool automation movement and stuff. That's kind of it's kind of where my mind has been at for a while, but it's just one of those like one of those things. Taking a form and showing it in its entirety, but also showing how each part of the form can be broken apart into its components and remixed into a new version. Think of it like this. You've got a violin, right? And typically the violin will, you know, you have a bow and like you move the bow across the string and it makes that particular sound, right? and you can glide across the different violin strings and create, cool timbres and stuff. But you could also slap the bow against the string. You can also pluck the string. You know what I mean? You can also do a trill where you're moving the bow really short and fast against the string as well. Um, when you have these gestures that you utilize when creating that friction in between the bow and the string. I'm thinking about what can we do with that in terms of bass? What can we like how can I create different accents and intonations in a way that makes this playable, but not pushing it into a means of, oh, this is going to do something cheesy, oh, this is whatever. I wanted to do something that's like, oh, that was a really cool little flare. Oh, that was a really neat little, you know. And sometimes it's as subtle as just adding distortion or like adding reverb onto something or whatever, but really trying to think about keeping in mind like what it is that we can utilize for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just want this to be more expressive. Um, because really at the end of the day, like if I just had none of this stuff on here with these macros, like I could just, in theory, just sit here and resample different versions of this, or I could have stopped at here and then just used a sub and then just like did the thing where I'm like moving back and forth. But I'm trying to like push this a little bit further because the workflows that I'm introducing here are all in essence the same, but what makes them different is how you go about getting this into a track. And I really want to find a solution, find a few solutions, if that, uh, with this approach. Sorry, I'm trying to sound all smart and shit, but like it's hard to articulate what it is that I want to do with this, you know? I mean, really, I just want these to sound fucking cool and then like just be able to use them. And it would be so dope if I could just make a, riff, even if it's just one note and then pull some shit out and like do little twisties. Because ideally the whole point of working within this is having some clips to audition with. And then once you get back and you draw all of this into here, let's say, like, uh, at any point in time, I can just drag this out over here and then turn this off, move this into this territory. Sorry. And then go, okay, I'm going to bounce this out now. And then I'm going to do my elaboration cuts, where I'm going to like reverse this or, do something that's like a slice and place, by like beat grid 1/32 and get into like my resampling chain. Does that kind of make sense of like where the elaboration comes in? I can do my moment to moment here. Probably not the best idea with the clips and or the clicking and stuff, but I that makes sense, right? I'm not crazy. Or maybe I am crazy, but I'm not like crazy crazy. This I have a point. Like the other thing that I think about too, which it doesn't necessarily matter, but I've also thought about just building a track where it's kind of like this. And so like let's just say I've got like a sick saw bass, just something like this. Let's give it like some ring mod, just make it kind of noisy. You know, really simple like this. And then like, let's just say I riff that out of like, all right, whatever. We're feeling West Coasty today, I guess, but I've got a stupid little melody like this. And then like I just write the track with the snare over this. Or not just the snare, sorry, but hold on, where are the snares? Okay, so if I have something like this, then, you know, there's also the argument of like, why not just take this and move this over here and run this through some shit like this, like multipass. I'll just pull up some racks, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is just for the case of learning. We'll start with this, we'll turn this on, and then I'll have this up here and okay, cool. So I've got that. Now I've got this version of it. I'll drag that out. You know, switch this up into something else. Do that like this. Move that here. And then let's just say now we go back to this part, and then we just take shit out from here, and then we're like, okay, well, I'm gonna line this up and replace it. You know, I don't know, like, you know, even like oh, sorry, it's supposed to be off. So now it's like well, sorry. Oh, oh, okay. So, you know, then we could also like do something like this as well, where just paste that like here. Yeah, I guess. No, I'm talking about possibilities on this at the moment. You know what I mean? But so you can do it that way too. You know what I mean? But that's kind of where this like vicious cycle is coming into play is like, all right, do I want to do it like this? Do I want to do it like this? You know, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you prefer to do it this way or would you prefer to do it this way? I think most people are going to be more familiar with this, to be honest, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just this is all just like a learning experience, I suppose. A learning experience. Do dun, dun, ba, bum, bum. The other thing too is it's like, what am I missing? Because it's not just like you know, make a in this kind of environment anyways, like you I guess sometimes it is, right? I don't know. I feel like sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but it's not always as simple as like, yo, just throw some drums down and then throw a bass down and then like you get to work, right? It's like what are the other steps that go into making something making something come alive? And there's a lot of things that go into that, but can you set a range on note tracking? I mean, yeah, I suppose you could. Because if you have like some math or scale, maybe not scale, but some kind of margin, upper limit and a lower limit. Yeah, I suppose you could do something like this to where you place something in here in between this. Let's go together and elaborate in the chosen one for one track. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I don't limit myself to a single patch. You know what I mean? It's really just like what works in the moment, and that's kind of part of the difficult thing with this is like I don't think that it's necessarily the right thing either to be like, yo, I'm gonna make a bass or like I'm gonna make a bass track and I'm gonna use this patch. But at the same time, I do want it to be accessible, but I think that the priorities here are a little bit skewed, you know? It's like what's going to get somebody to get inspired to write an entire track. And that's an individual thing, but I'm thinking about that for myself. You know, what do I need? What do I need to come together in order for me to be like, dang, this shit is fucking slapping, you know? And at this point, it's not even always like the bass. It's a good riff and good drums. And I think unique sounds, interesting and unique sounds would be the way that I would describe that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like developing a kit like this is it's pretty interesting. And I think that maybe taking the macro approach for other stuff as well might be the move, you know? Because like, okay, let me save this for one. We'll call this base prototype 2 or gonna favorite that, and then do performer prototype. Egg fried rice. That's funny, Protostar. Very funny. Okay. So like let's say I wanted to do like a percussive thing, yeah? And how I usually do that is I'll make something like this. I'll have a wavetable and some noise go into it, kind of like so. Then there's usually some kind of fast LFO that goes into both of them. BOF, both of them, you know, something like that. Sure. Maybe do a second one. Excuse me, at a different speed. And something else I also like to do is utilize a granular synth with some other percussion in it. Sure. Cool. So now we can utilize something like this. Distort the fuck out of it like twice. Take about 5 dozen eggs. Put them in a bowl. Sounds terrible. And use a ring mod to do that. Now, like, what if we had something like this to control up and down, even with this one, to be able to manipulate this. And then we had like a convolution layer or something. I think I'm missing something within this chain, but I'll pull up another patch here in a second and look at. Okay. So very quickly, let me pull up another patch on this and re-educate myself on how I made this. Because I don't seem to remember. No, dude, it's like the same shit. What is this controlling? Oh, it's just the same thing? Okay. I guess we don't need to leave this here then. We can just... There we go. Okay. This is just like totally fucking this up. But anyways, so thinking about this with this guy here and making these kinds of like clonks and stuff of like, okay, well, what can I utilize here as well as a performance thing in order to create cool motions and stuff with that. So yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of consideration that goes into this. What is this controlling? Oh, okay, so it's just moving that. Yeah, that's one way to do it as well, is create a custom comb filter. I think this is what I was originally getting at. Yeah, so this is one of the easier ways to do it, because you just take a sine wave and then like send send something into this with granular noise, I guess, and then do that. But it's probably good that I forgot how to do that, how to do the normal one, because I can always like do something different with this, so to speak, you know. It's more of just a matter of this, which this should probably be here. Very interesting. There we go. See? Ow. Watching you and sound design was a welcome break. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. So I guess like you could set like the velocity of this to be like more Yeah. Now, what happens if I take this off? Oh, that's something. Okay. I guess that if you turn it off, then it will automatically turn that off. And I was like, why isn't this doing anything? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, as far as like creating something like this, might be better off just using a frequency shifter or something as opposed to the ring mod, but or maybe let's see what that does. Yeah, that seems like a better deal. So like if we had velocity on here, rare. Um, I just want finer control over this because I feel like the velocity range on the keys is like either it's borderline on or off, you know? That's kind of annoying, but what can you say? Um, does anybody have any questions about anything? I gotta get ready to go. Mambalaya, mambalaya. Can I ask you all for a favor? Can you all go check out my second channel at Alchemy's Beat Observatory and go watch my latest video, the new Bopper Flop? That'd be great. I'd love you a lot. I would love you a lot. Um, for some reason, I have to sign into my chat in order to post on here, and the reason why I'm not going to leave a link is because half the time I can't even get signed in. But yeah, if you go to Alchemy's Beat Observatory and check out the latest video, there's a lot of stuff on that. But aside from that, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna keep working on this and keep thinking about what I want to do with this, but I think that I'm on to something, and I think that it could be fun if I can figure it out with just getting to a point where I can make these bases to utilize as sketches and then figure out a second pathway of how to like, elaborate on them and have fun. But I need to like listen to some halftime and pick 5 tracks and make bases like that and then be like, okay, what are these other elements and stuff? What are these other things that I'm missing that I need to utilize? And I think a lot of it is just like, I don't know, detail. Love the format of the Bopper Flop vids, by the way. Thank you, man. Yeah, the latest one is cool. It's the chip tune that we did the other day. So go check that out. But yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, alchemy.com. If you are new to the memberships, join the Discord. There's stuff in there. Also, thank you to everybody. What was I trying to say beyond that? Yeah, if you want to support the channel, alchemy.com. I'll be putting a pack together like this at some point, or maybe I'll just throw everything that I have together because I think that I'm sitting on like 100 something presets now at some point at this point. At some point at this point. If we go here to phase plant. This says 45 of 91. Physical model snare. I think most of these made it into 2020 a 2026 pack. So it'd have to be from like these guys. So I guess not. Maybe since I put Paper Trails out, I don't have as many as I thought I did. Yeah, pretty fucking sweet. I hadn't done anything with that yet. Club. Yeah, so like 70 something, but I still want to do more. Still want to do more. So, and I also want to make stuff that's going to be like inspiring and interesting. So, we'll see. But all right, guys, have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back on Wednesday and we'll be firing it up and having some fun. I'll catch you all later. Have a great night. Bye. Or a great day, whatever it is for you. Great morning. I don't know.